I like how you mentioned that as soon as it starts going live and recording, but
Who cares?
uh, it's going to be blasted everywhere on YouTube. So enjoy, people.
Oh,
Uh,
it is. Oh, okay.
it's not just a one time; it doesn't go away.
My bad. I thought it was like if you join, you join and
You
that's it. That's the point of live. But
you
you
just have
repost it.
no concept of it. Doesn't get reposted. Lives stay on there. They're recorded.
Fabulous.
You can rewatch lives.
Okay.
I love how you have no idea how technology works. But say something else that's forever on the internet.
Just try and make my stamp, make my place
Uh,
forever.
so anyone watching this ever, uh, my name is Ryan. This is Jira. We're the owners of J Stays. We find, design, manage, build, make Airbnbs more money across the country. Help hosts everywhere. What we do on these lives is search a random area and find an Airbnb on the last page and see what's going on, why it's there, and do a little dissecting. And if we come across your Airbnb, feel free to reach out to us. We'll give you a free consultation. So Asheville is a real place.
Oh my goodness. Now you just said that on the internet.
Mm.
Also, more context. So we've been doing this for almost 5 years. We've been super host the entire time, premier host, the whole thing. We own and manage between 30 and 40 properties any given time. So I feel like we have a little bit of, an expertise, maybe just a
I have
smidge.
not come across anyone that's seen more stuff than we have or knows more information. We've done over 6,000 stays, over $10 million in Airbnb. It's a lot. But we've seen everything from parties to people bringing guns on properties to pipes breaking. It has been a little of everything. We've dealt with claims. How many claims do you think we deal with a week at this point?
I don't know. That's a great question.
It's a lot.
Sometimes every
So,
a day can be over 10.
so I'm gonna pick this one. And do you know why?
Which one did you pick?
Can you see this? Oh,
Uh-uh.
hold on. I'm sharing the wrong. Here, pick this one.
Oh boy. Why did you pick this one?
Because this is what I talk about when I say that contrast is a slippery slope, and how it can be very easily clownish.
Right.
So it's a little much. This is where contrast, like it's like it said, it's a slippery slope because this contrast that they have going on here cheapens their property.
Yeah, it looks very. We're just
It
being
looks like
very
a
honest,
lady that
right?
wears
Looks
too much
very.
makeup.
Yeah, it looks a little tacky. Looks very um, harsh, is a good way to put it.
Yep. But the photos aren't why it's on the last page, so let's figure out why. Um, title, just like I always say, I don't mind the sleeps 18.
Me
I
either.
like a descriptor in the front. It should be colorful. I mean, we had a Wonka house for a little while, but this would apply. Um, but yeah, Clown House, Sleeps 18,
Clown house.
blah, blah, blah. But no, it should mention amenities. Um, Anyone near them has these same amenities basically right here. A waste of space. They don't mention the location, and if that's all you have, find something to put in your place that's going to change. But I can see they have amenities. They have, we'll see what this is, but they have a game room at least. They have a fire pit,
Looks like they have a hot tub.
hot tub, which that should be a big photo on your top five here. This is their very first picture, Jura.
Oh boy.
This is what's getting,
That's their
this is
hero
doing
shot.
80% of their work right here is this picture. Like, this is frustrating. This is losing them money right away. And so, like, if this is all you get to see before you know more about this property. And I clicked on it because I was like, oh, I got stuff to talk about here and fix. But they obviously are trying, and there's other reasons to book the place. Like, it is definitely a dedicated short-term rental. You can tell that they're doing certain things. They're trying to set the mood in certain areas. I think they may have missed the mark in some of it, but there's stuff to do here. And you're showing me a couch. This was your statement photo of like, oh, this is gonna get the clicks.
But look at the
Wild.
reviews. It's a guest favorite too. So
It's
for
a
it to
good house.
for
It's
it
a
to
it sleeps 18 people.
I know, but for it to still be on what page 15 as a guest favorite with 4.98 out of 132 reviews, those are really really good reviews.
It's
Um,
probably an awesome house, and we'll get into it. But Corey, if this is your home and this isn't a manager, like, reach out to us. There's some simple fixes here that is going to make you a lot of money. We'll give them to you for free. But anyways, amenity should be in the title. Sleeps 18 is an amenity. I always tell people size can be an amenity. Um, so that's fine, but you should mention hot tub. You should mention, I shouldn't have to squint and see, is that a hot tub? When you have game rooms, a Pac-Man arcade, a pool table.
okay, so I like that it started with a little bit of a synopsis and then it went to bullet points. I do love the bullet points. I definitely don't think that you need to repeat location if you're putting it in the title. This is where you should be putting things like how far it is from downtown, etc. I like that it's putting the fact that it says it's oversized hot tub. I like the detail including 2 ensuite bedrooms. So this, I don't mind. I like the bullet points. I'm not going to go into every single bullet point, but I do like them. I like that it's telling a story about the house. I would have probably done like the big hitters before you went to every specific area, but
I like
I
our
like that
bullet
it's
points
even
we
talking about
use,
how,
too.
what?
I like the bullet points we use, the arrows.
Yeah, I know, but not the end of the world. I even like that they specify how many people sleep at the dining room table. That is amazing. I guarantee guests appreciate that and they don't get questions about it because they specify it. I actually like, we talked about this last time. They put things like first floor, second floor. That is huge. That's going to have you avoid so many questions from guests. People underestimate how much that accessibility is a big driver of people booking Airbnbs, and you don't get a elevator with Airbnbs. So if people are used to having a hotel, they're going to look for Airbnbs, but a lot of them they can't even access. So love that they put first floor, second floor. Love that they said stairs. I would even get specific when you talk about stairs and say how many stairs it is to get to certain places. That could be a difference between someone booking and not. 4 workstations. Love that. EV charger, putting that information in there. Love that. Okay, then you're talking about things that are maybe going to get people to, I don't know, maybe not book, but you need to note them. This is where you put where the attractions are, where things are. That's great. You don't need to put in your title. Damage protection. I haven't seen that notated in anything, but okay.
Yeah, I don't know why they're mentioning that. Like, is that something that is offered? But
It must
it
be
makes it feel
because it's
like,
in addition to air cover. So they're specifying it. They're pointing it out.
I know it feels like they're saying they cover your damages, though.
Okay.
But no, it's a much better description than normal. I always feel ridiculous saying this, but it'd be nice for them to add a couple emojis. It just freshens up the way it looks. That and some better than just bullet points here. But other than that, like, very solid, thorough. You're gonna find out a lot here. Let's see if they have all this stuff in their photos.
Another like takeaway, if you have been on the side of the booking, so if you've been the guest and you've booked properties, usually what you do is you're going to skim through the photos, at least when you're browsing. You're going to see what, yeah, you're going to see what you like, see what you don't like, see if it's a fit. If you have families, you're definitely going to look at specific things. Then you're going to go through the description and you're going to look for, again, specific things. Usually after someone books and they think it's a fit and they've made the decision is when they start really, really, really looking at the details of the property. They're going to go back in, they're going to look at pictures all over again, they're looking at the description, see what they missed and they didn't pay attention to. So that's just another takeaway to think about. Here, I like that it gave tons of detail, but if your property doesn't have, it's not just for the person that's booking, it's for after they book as well. Like you're going to continue to give them information.
And they're gonna look forward to the trip, so they're gonna like want to read and like envision it and what I'm gonna use while I'm there, and if there's any insight on how to use something too, you know, a pizza oven or something like that. They're gonna want to just that's part of the trip is before the trip. So
Yes.
They they do 3-night minimums on the weekends and 2 nights during the week. Not the absolute end of the world, but that is definitely costing them money.
Yeah, and it could be a regulation thing. I know some markets require that.
Yeah, if it's not though, it's I mean, it's a risk reward. Like I always explain, if you want to make the absolute most money, you would offer 1-night stays, but that uh, there was a weird clicking noise there. I don't know if you just did something, but if you want to make the absolute most money, you would do 1-night stays, but the risk would be too high, and it would just be a pain in the ass, and so you wouldn't want to do that. So the risk reward has to make sense, and when we're trying to help people, obviously we want them. Our goal is to make you as much money as possible. But if you don't need to make as much money, if I didn't need to maximize a property, I would do 3-night stays. You are going to get usually slightly better guests the longer your stays are, less risk, less parties, all of that. But
and if you're advertising Sleeps 18, those are not your 1-night stayers. And if they are your 1-night stayers, they probably are going to be utilizing the space for what you don't want them utilizing it for. So I think it can also depend on the size of your property, how many you sleep. 18 people is not your 1-night stay category in a lot of cases.
So they have a month out, you can cancel up to a month and get 100% back.
So they have
a
strict.
week before. Yeah, and that's going to bump them back too. So 3-night stay and a strict cancellation policy. Again, the harder your cancellation policy is, the less risk you have, but the less promoting Airbnb is going to do. So this is punishing them for sure, moving them back in the search results. They have good availability though. They're available at least more than a year out, so that's good. They have 3 decent amount of bookings. It's all weekends.
All the weekends in September. All the weekends after. Is there any availability after September? Okay, so
Yeah.
every weekend in September looks booked, or
Yeah, it's just weekends too.
interesting.
They need to look at their pricing, because I imagine their weekends are too cheap and their weekdays are too expensive.
It also, what's in Asheville on the weekends? I mean,
I don't know.
it's not a college town, right?
I didn't know it existed before you said it today, so
I've been there.
congratulations.
You
You
need to know my history.
All right, let's skim these photos.
Okay, looks like there's a floor plan. Their floor plan. Pictures aren't actually that bad. I like these close-ups. Ooh, I like these little 3D. Is that 3D or is that an actual drone? Is that a rendering?
No,
Yeah,
it's
it's a rendering. Cool. Like it. I don't know.
Like it?
Huh?
That's a real photo.
That's a real photo?
Yeah.
Oh, looked like this is how great AI is getting. Wow. Oh, colorful. Ooh, highlighter and blue pen.
Stings the
But
eye.
then we have, go to these green pictures again.
Hold on, I'm gonna skim the photos first,
I'm so
and
sorry.
then we'll go through.
I got too excited.
Please stop the accents.
It was barely an accent.
Is why do they have dog bowls in the crib? What is that?
Maybe that's kid
It is
items. Yep.
kid-friendly plates and
Bowls.
bowls, outlet covers, but so why are they in the crib? It looks like you keep your dog in there. So they're very, very thorough with the photos. Very, very thorough, which I appreciate. Like that's gonna alleviate a ton of questions. God, this looks like North Star right here, doesn't it?
Yeah.
Um, but they're very thorough. I don't like intermixing photos that are mixed space or outside of the property that's not individual space and then coming back to the property because I just feel like that's confusing. I think all those photos should be saved to the very end. So it's
Agreed.
clear that's not included. Uh, we have to dumb it down for the guests basically to the third grade level. All right. Photos are good though overall.
Also agree.
Like they have like these you get like these photos right here and you're like this place looks nice and relaxing and then you scroll up a little bit more and it's like bam.
I know. Well, look at when you go down to like the wood trim green kind of basement. If you go down
I was already at the bottom.
right here, this is giving cabin vibes.
Yeah.
100%. This,
That's what I mean. Like this.
and I mean, Asheville is very much like properties can be in the mountains. I'm not sure exactly where this is. I think it must be close to something, but that part of the house is very much cabiny mountain vibes. And then this is comic book-y, but we're calling it the Rose Room and the Terracotta Room and something else.
Canary.
Which that is a great example of it's not cohesive. When everyone is wondering, what do you mean by cohesive?
Yeah, if you're gonna go crazy with areas, you have to go crazy throughout. And like an area I will accept loudness, like just screaming across the room would be a game room.
Yeah,
And this game room feels like it's obviously a garage, but it feels like an afterthought.
this is where if you're going to do a neon sign, which we do have our opinions, and we also have neon signs in some of our properties, but if you're going to do a neon sign, you're doing it in the game room. I think where the neon sign is in the dining area.
They have a couple.
A couple. Okay.
And hide the cord, please. Tuck it in. These can look neon signs can look expensive, but if a cord's dangling down to a plug, that is immediate sign that it is not. But
I'm also going to give credit that there's a lot of captions in the pictures. Great work. That can take a lot of time and be very tedious. So, okay, so that picture of that mountain scene looks like it should be in another property or home.
They have a lot of the right ideas with the photos though. They have not only captions, they're also writing stuff on the photos. They are basically photoshopping them to they had like the cars parked in the driveway. They're showing a lot of stuff. They're showing all the soaps and shampoos. I didn't see much of the kitchen though.
It's right there.
So they need more photos of the kitchen. They need to show up close to the coffee station, up close to the sink, open up the drawers. There's no pictures of kid items besides the crib.
Well, that also says bride on, right? On the yes.
And then we're getting they're slicing so much of the market.
Correct. So you are filtering out a lot of guests by the color choices and putting bride and having these fancy girly looking mimosas. you are taking a lot of guests that are traveling with families, or maybe they're doing it with other couples, or definitely not a group of men are going to probably stay here that are on like, you know, some sort of golf trip.
They,
And I'm making a blanket statement, but just
yeah, no, they just need to commit to it. Like, it is a bipolar home. If you're gonna do this, then this is not for women right here. Like, make the amenities for women. Like, go harder towards that direction. It is, they're sticking, you know, a few toes in the water, but
and we're not assuming that this isn't for women. We're just it's all over the place. God, that kitchen is screaming for a nice little square rug.
I feel like they
Put
had a
some color in
professional
there.
design this place too.
White linens, I'll give them that. Big credit to you. Love that. All white. I don't see any with color, which is great.
Their foundation is perfect.
Love that big mirror in there. Love the rugs.
Yeah.
It doesn't feel like it's empty. Pretty sure that's a bunch of wallpaper, right? Is that wallpaper? That can you click on that one?
This?
Yeah.
Yeah, it's wallpaper.
So you're adding wallpaper as an accent wall, which is incredible. And yeah,
I would say I don't like them labeling these photos like this because it cheapens the photo a little bit. It's not like any kind of well done, you know, font or anything like it. You don't need to name your rooms too, especially for photos as people are scrolling through. And it's just taking away from the overall design. I'm busy looking at this where this is one of the better rooms that I can't really even see all of it. They're
agree with
cutting
that.
out a lot of that. I don't mind them where they do it like this, super helpful, this, super helpful, like that, right on those pages for sure. But don't cut out the photographer's work. You paid for them.
Or
And
you,
I
if
hope,
you're dead set on like, you know, showing where things are and you're getting a lot of questions on what bedrooms are, you can take it a step further and you can make like one picture that the point is to see where the rooms are in the house. You can put one picture with these labels on them and make it like a collage. But actually putting the print on the only few pictures that you have of the space is taking away from people being able to see the space itself. I still like this, you know, 3D floor plan situation.
no, it's cool. I like how it incorporated their actual design and stuff too.
Yeah.
Colors. But I want more of the backyard, more twilights of that deck area. I like this is the only one really, and I like the up close shot. It just shouldn't be the only one.
Yeah, where are the other pictures of the hot tub?
I'm telling you,
Okay,
this one.
there's interesting.
Like there should be three, and one should be at night, and there should be string lights. Like it, as many amenities as you can fit in one photo. Fit them.
Yeah, string
But
lights back there, man.
yeah, this place is very very close to being amazing.
You could get someone seeing that like ambiance in the back, kind of forgetting about the rest of the property and being like, I see myself in that hot tub. Look at that view behind. Like, you should be getting a shot of basically the water's bubbling, facing out, twilight. Yeah,
I feel like if they just muted all of their curtains,
and pillows. But
yeah, would like handle most of the issues. Because like if you look at this bedroom, like I still wouldn't obviously choose this wall color, but if it had just a cream or tan curtain, it would be much more forgiving, and at least it's like, hey, they're trying to be unique, and that's fine. Whereas this color combo here is like I'm gonna wake up in a full sprint because it is so intense. There's nothing relaxing about it at all. So
No, and I don't
but
think they touch the ground, which,
yeah, they're too
oh,
high
so
or they're
close.
too short. They should be that high, but just
Also, can we click on this bunk room picture? Because that is a lot of bunk beds. You don't see this many bunk beds in a room, so the room must be huge. I want to know, what are the sizes of these bunk beds? They look like they're fulls, twins over fulls, maybe some are full over fulls. Let's see. 400-pound weight capacity. All right, I love that detail.
I could sleep in it.
Not two of you?
Mm.
Yeah, it just very little is showing that big old bunk room, because if I'm like, that's one of the questions that I ask is like, okay, you sleep 18, and then you're like, but how many bedrooms is that? And you're trying to figure out where you're sleeping, and that's something that you should really highlight. So I would even argue, without the wording on this page, I would say this should be in one of your first few pictures. As a guest, if I see that, I'm going to say, oh, okay, so they sleep 18, but they don't sleep 18 on couches or on blow-up mattresses. They actually sleep people in beds. And that is a difference between a lot of properties. They're going to say they sleep 20 people, and then it's pull-out couches, floor mattresses, camping in the backyard, a house that's separate from the main property. Like, people want to see what you mean by that.
Mm-hmm.
You got to tell them like they're 3 or 5.
They're
Games,
great.
love that.
There's no kid games or anything either. I feel like they're missing
Yeah.
the mark by not making this place a little more kid friendly too. I feel like these bunk beds aren't for kids, but they. I think that's gonna. I mean, people with families are paying the most right now.
Well, they're the least
So
ones that are going to stay in a hotel.
yeah, that's just paying you two grand a night, $3,000 a night for 2 families could fit in here. 3 families maybe. It's gonna be a lot cheaper for them. So, all right. So, got to hop off here, but to recap, amenities in the title, a descriptor, adjective to start. The just about the space was pretty good. The description was pretty solid. I don't.
Can you look at the guest count when you get done? I want to see if
18.
it changes.
Oh, okay. Hold on.
It's like one of my favorite things to look at.
I don't know if they even have a high chair, which is an interesting one to just omit.
They even said a
Okay.
7-person Bluetooth enabled hot tub. Love the detail. Oh boy. Oh boy. Oh no.
No,
Oh no.
all in.
All right, so why am I doing this? Let's talk about this really quick. If your cost does not change as that number goes up in guest count, you are losing an incredible amount of money, especially if you're having a property that sleeps this many people. And don't get me wrong, you will have some guests that question if they're like, oh, I'm going to bring 5 more people, and you're like, well, that increases the cost. But if you think that someone who stays here, a group of 4, should pay the exact same amount as your 18-person group, then you, again, are missing out on a ton of money. And if a guest doesn't understand that, I got nothing.
What was the rest of that?
They're shit out of luck.
Yeah.
I genuinely feel like this is some of the stuff we see all the time. And even when I've personally gone to book an Airbnb and I go to increase the number, I have specifically reached out to hosts and been like, hey, we're having another family join us. Like, please let me know what the difference is if, they don't have it or I get permission. And I'm shocked when they're like, that doesn't change. And you could maybe say, guests are going to say the craziest things. They're going to say, like, we're not going to do anything. We're the cleanest, best guests you're ever going to have. We're going to treat it like our home. No matter what you do, they're going to use more at that property. They're going to use more water, more toilet paper, more everything. let alone they are actually going to use whatever's in the house more. So that might not matter at first, but if you have continuously 16 guests staying as opposed to 4, and you think that couch or those beds are not going to wear out, or you're not going to be replacing towels and linens, you 100% are, the more people that stay in that property. So your pricing needs to reflect how many people are staying there. And I know we're out of time, but what we do is we will increase the cost after 4 guests. So if it's a group of 4, they're always going to pay whatever that amount is, and then per guest changes as you go up. And that is a nightly rate. Depending on the property, depending on a million things, that is going to change what you decide to increase it to, but at least it should be increased. Even if it's $5 a head, it should be increased. You are literally going to be paying for more toilet paper at the very, very minimum.
It should be somewhere between $15 and $45 a person per night after 4. Every area, every property is going to be slightly different. Half of, or most of what you just said is going to be the explanation to the people that do bitch. And that's fine. That is what people are allowed to do, but it's also your business, so it's also fine for you to charge what you should make with it. Why it's important to not just increase the overall rate. I had someone recently say, well, people that are just 4 people staying here are going to get a deal. And it's like, sure, but how many 4 people are going to be staying there? And also, that's going to be pretty good for your property if 4 people stay there and they're still paying a good amount. It's not like the most of the charges are coming from the 2 nights. So like for 2 nights, they're charging basically about $600 a night. If they added even $20 a person after 4, and they can sleep 18 too, that's another 14 people. That's $280 a night that they're missing out on. So that would have been an extra $560 here. That would have been taken from $1,100 to basically $1,700. And so that's over time that can be a 20-30% increase to your revenue, especially for these large places. And why it's key to do it this way is people don't always put the amount of people in when they're searching. So they'll see a more affordable rate, fall in love with your home, and then they go to put the actual people in, and they're like already committed to it, and they're like worth it still, want to do it. But if you aren't getting bookings, you may need to lower that, and something to look at for you. So, Corey, if this is your place and you aren't just managing it, there's very easy fixes for you to make more money right now. Change this title, like we said, amenity, amenity, amenity. Do not have this as your first picture. I would move this to your 40th picture in the list, but it should be amenities in here too. You need a better picture of your hot tub. That probably should be the first one, or just the deck area in general. Love a twilight shot of that deck with the hot tub, with the fire pit, with string lights. You're going to get some clicks. You're going to get people to at least say, what's the rest of the place looks like? Oh, it's got all this going on the deck and it sleeps 18. I got to see what this mansion looks like. And people are going to click. This is not going to get me especially to click on it, but anyone that's looking to host the 18 people, this isn't showing much either. This doesn't even look like a lot of seating for 18 people. So, but add in your per guest fee. I would also get your strike-through pricing working, which we call a manufactured discount. Is you inflate your price and then you discount it for an early bird and a last-minute discount. It's going to look like you're offering a special deal, which that can also help with the upcharges of your per guest fee as well. But if you're offering 30% off for booking last minute, people are going to have much more urgency to book. But twofold on that, Airbnb is going to like you more too because they think you're offering value. So the things that Airbnb are looking at, you need to make sure you're doing is the minimum night stay is going to hurt you a little bit with 3, having strike-through pricing because they're going to think you're offering value, your cancellation policy being a little bit more flexible. The more flexible it is, the more they like you. And your availability is already good. You're already booked or available a year out. So you change those 3-4 things, whatever I just mentioned there, it's honestly probably a 20, maybe even 30% increase to the revenue, the bottom line. And if you're already making that money, everything I just mentioned would just be pure profit. You're not dealing with more guests or anything else really. It's just especially the per guest. It's just pure profit at that point. They would have booked anyways. So, but you're getting great reviews. Keep doing a great job. Love seeing that. You're taking care of your guests. Appreciate it. And like I said, feel free to reach out to us. We can have a deeper conversation. Jared, anything else you want to add?
No, I was just gonna say the same thing, that your reviews are killer, you're a super host, you're in top 5% of homes. Like, all that is just gonna catapult you forward. If we were giving all this advice and your property was crap, that'd be a completely different story. So it's like the tiniest little tweaks. And we've said this yesterday, but the craziest part about it is like it's not gonna cost much money at all to make some of these tweaks that are gonna make a big difference. So
I mean, touching the design would be even a bigger increase for them, but the tweaks are all free that we just mentioned.
yep,
Like they're
agree.
all absolutely free. So people are just. I always say there's no silver bullet, just all these little tiny golden BBs that we gotta stack on top of each other just right. So, um, hope that helps someone. Thanks for joining, Jera. We'll see you guys tomorrow.
Thanks for having me back.